Oh shit, we live. What's good? We live on here. This is Archangel Raphael in the motherfucker building. AKA Imran. AKA EI. All that shit. What's good with it? Right now I'm kind of just filming for the sake of filming, just to begin the video on that note. And I wanted to talk about something that I was reading here in this little. I don't even want to really pull it out and go deep on it or nothing, but to be honest, because none of this shit mattered to me anyways. But I'll be looking at all these things of the world and having my own little downloads from it and shit like that. I'm really trying to see where the fuck I left off. Right here, alright. So, this, in the Septuagint, talking about, in this specific part right here, Genesis, y'all could follow along if y'all got your own thing and everything to read off of. But I'm gonna read y'all what it says, and I'm gonna kind of talk about what the fuck this even means and how you should even look at something like this. And really, we're all here to formulate our own basis on reality and share our own perspective, so we can all have a common length viewpoint all together to really come together like that in the first place. You know what I mean? So it's really like we all got something to teach, something to do. And that comes down to just knowing ourselves and being in alignment with our purpose. Now, that said, I'm going to share with y'all my perspective as Archangel Raphael. So let's begin on today's reading, shall we? God said to Noah, "The time of all humanity has come before me, because the earth was full of wrongdoing from them. And look, I am destroying them and the earth. So then make for yourself an ark from trees. You will make the ark of squared compartments and smeared inside the outside with pitch." So that right there, that little part right there, that's even in parentheses. I'm gonna read that again. So after God basically just told Noah, the time of humanity has come before me, because the earth was full of wrongdoing from them, and look, I'm destroying them and the earth. Basically saying, like, look, this is all the fuckery they've been doing on earth and shit, and this is what I'm doing right now. I'm fucking them up spiritually, so they gotta actually transcend. So that's all that's happening right there. This is what literally God is telling Noah. Just this is how you understand anything. This is speaking on a broad spiritual sense. Like, this is basically what the fuck is going on. And when you know how to look at anything, you know how to look at everything. So let's continue. So then make for yourself an ark from trees. So make for yourself an ark from trees. You will make the ark of squared compartments and then smeared inside and outside with pitch. In this way you will make the ark. 300 cubits the length of the ark, the 50 cubits in the width, and 50 cubits the width, and 30 cubits its height. Alright, so basically God's giving Noah the directions on how to build the ark and telling him the ratios to follow, aka giving him the mathematical structure to principle to build off of, which is 5 cubits width, 30 cubits height, 5 wide, 30 high. So the width creating the area of play and development, 30 high, 3 and 0, creating the atmospheric pressure for things to manifest, third dimension and 0, 3 and 0. This is how I'm looking at it. So I'm literally giving y'all like all the little minute shit that y'all might not really think matter, but it's just kind of like as simple as it come. When you know gematria and numerology and how to look at things in general and how to just be a strong spirit within yourself, at peace with yourself, within yourself, you kind of just formulate and connect the motherfucking dots in your own way. You feel me? And this way you will make the arc 300 cubits the lengthy 300. So that's 2 zeros. That's basically like 0 multiplied by itself times itself, and it's duplicated. So the reality was created, but now the duplication of its true being 0 is followed by twice, and that's the length. When you think of something being lengthy, think of it being longer. So the long haul of how we should look, the long haul basically of how to look at this is 300 length. I know they got that one. What's that one motherfucking movie? Spartan 300 or some shit like that. I don't even think I ever truly even seen that movie, but I know in that movie, I think I'm pretty sure it was in that movie that he goes like, "This is Sparta," and kicks that motherfucker off the hill. All right, so that movie, that probably has something. If y'all watch that movie, I ain't seen it, but if y'all seen it, it probably has something to do with this right here, and like all that Greek shit and tying in with this shit and the biblical shit they already wrote. So this is how it all comes together. They already got the subliminal messages spread out through the media and everything like that. So y'all can do your own research on that movie, and y'all let me know what y'all get from that shit. But so that's something to know right there. Just a basic point, and you will complete it to a cubit form above. So basically, when he said, "So then make for yourself an ark from the trees, you will make the ark squared compartments and smeared inside and outside with the pitch." So basically, like, in a sense, he's telling Noah to create his own parameter. And really, these are like characters talking, right? This is how they got it written down. I'm just reading y'all what the fuck they got right now. Like, but what how to really look at it is just like, motherfucker, like, it's just a being speaking to himself, telling himself, "Oh, okay, in order as a spirit to be manifested in the form that I want to be manifested in, I'm creating my ark, aka my covenant, aka my principles, my limitations, Saturn, my expansion, Jupiter." You know what I'm saying? So this has to do with astrology. The different dots come together in all areas of life. So, so really, like, this is a motherfucker talking to himself and telling himself, "I need to create my ark, so as a spirit, I can manifest myself in the form that I want." AKA, that's a spirit in alignment with itself. And once a spirit is in alignment with itself, it's being itself. And when it's being itself, it's being in its natural elements. It's in its nature. It's with God. That's the only way to look at it. 3, twice, 2. And when you think about 2, it's like 2 pillars. You know what I'm saying? It's like a foundation. 2 times 2, double 2, you got 4. That is the foundation. So 2 creates. Without 2, you can't have the relation to even it be doubled, to be cloned, to duplicated, and then to motherfucker turn into 4. There's a foundation, home life. You know what I'm saying? 4th house, family, structure. You know what I'm saying? Foundation, all that. That's 4th house shit. 4, numerology. That's how you look at this shit in the most simple way possible. And shout out to Archangel Uriel for teaching the world numerology again, because Big ups for that shit. I'm telling y'all right the fuck now. Big ups for that shit. And Uriel did wake me up, just to mention that right there. So, but I was already woken up, long before. I've been doing this motherfucker shit for a minute now. So I'm ready to motherfucker get the fuck up out of here, out of this planet, do what I gotta do as a spirit to transmute and motherfucker become who I gotta become and not fall short at the right times. So like basically fulfill all my God duties, obligations for y'all as a spirit while I'm still here. And I wanna like almost say this right here too. Raphael is almost coming through a form where Raphael is showing the world how to be itself and not be afraid, because Raphael is almost like a documentation. Raphael is like the process. It's the ongoing process of the healing and the well-being, creating that in all aspects of itself. Raphael is the prime example y'all can look at to see that, oh, I myself am good where the fuck I am, and it's an ongoing process for even Raphael. So Raphael is here to show you how to be your fucking self, really, and do the true healing work you supposed to be doing in order to motherfucker even do shit like this in the fucking first place. Because all I'm doing is being my motherfucker self. I ain't doing no other shit. Bitch, I'm strapped. Esoterically. Don't get me started. It chooses when it wants to come on me, and when it needs to, it's activated. Trust that, okay? I'm esoterically strapped all the motherfucker way. We on this shit. Now, all right, now let's get this esoteric currency, shall we? Tap in with me. Let's continue. Real shit. Tap in with me. Let's do this. And you will make the door of the ark out of the sides with a ground floor with 2 stories. 2. Ground floor. Okay. And grounding. And with 3 stories, you will make it. And then you will finish the foundation with the 3 of the manifestation into the 3rd dimension. Okay? But you start with the foundation of 2. The relationship you even have with the self, which is the first relationship you have, period. The relationship you have with yourself is the relationship you have with God, is the relationship you have with the universe, source, whatever the fuck you want to say, you know what I'm saying? But we gonna keep it here, real, when we gonna say God, because that's the only word that describes a contradiction. Motherfucker, God is dog backwards. Tell me how that shit makes sense. It don't. It's a contradiction, and that's basically how archangels come in the first place. You'll see Raphael being that. I am that. I'm a irony. I'm a walking irony. I'm a whole ass contradiction, because it's like I am that, but I'm not at the same time. It's like I am, but I'm like half. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. It's real weird. It's like we use all things as our bitch, and we use our demonic frequencies and everything as our bitch, pretty much to get to. And you know what I'm saying? When you know how to do it the right way, you begin to really truly use real alchemy within yourself. Using real alchemy within yourself is actually performing the Genesis onto yourself. The Genesis is you being the Trinity. You know what I'm saying? You coming to that relations within yourself to then be that. Be the change. You know what I'm saying? They say be the change. Be the example. So be who you want to be. AKA be whatever you do. It has to be it has to be in a frequency. AKA, think about it this way. Imagine a frequency going like a wavelength like this, and it's kind of stretched out. But it's stretched out, and if you ever look at crypto or some shit, and some of y'all do crypto, right? I really looking into crypto too. So, you know what I'm saying, we might have some crypto moves in the future for sure, and I'll definitely put y'all on stuff like that. We gonna get to it, but yeah. So like when you see like a wavelength of frequency, it's like if you look at those crypto charts, right? You can pick a day length. You can zoom out. You can see like the whole 5-6 months in the year. You know what I'm saying? So when you see the crypto charts and shit like that, sometimes you see like the downs and falls and coming, and then you know what I'm saying, like sometimes it gets really high. It just goes real high, and then you gotta sell and buy all that shit, right? So with that is like, it's kind of like, that's how you kind of gotta look at it. It's like when you're being yourself, it's kind of like a frequency that you're following, and if the frequency ain't consistent, and if it ain't a strong, consistent frequency, how can you rely on it? AKA that you need to really do some self-realization until you can get to that motherfucker point. Ain't no other way to see it. So, don't shy away from the darkness. That's where you discover your shadows, because you need dealing with your shadows within yourself is the prime example of doing God's work, because you're transmutating that demonic energy into the demonic energies within you and using it for the purpose that you want to use it for. AKA now you're actually really sure of yourself and resting within yourself. You're being yourself. You're with God. Y'all see how this shit working? Everything connects. We tie in dots from everywhere. Astrology, motherfucker, like they trash, you know what I'm saying? They trash. You know what I'm saying? We doing God's work, so we're being ourselves as spirits. That's all we can do. So just to keep that in motherfucking mind while I continue this shit. Alright? So look. Look, I am bringing the, being real extra, right? I am bringing the deluge, water upon the earth, to destroy all flesh in which the breath of life under the heaven is in it. So God's basically saying, water is being sent down on the earth, aka the flood, and they have supposedly I heard somewhere that the Nile River gets flooded in Egypt, and they described that's how basically the Israelites or whatever, or it might not even be related to that at all, really, but that the example of that, the waters in Africa being flooded through Egypt and pouring down into South Africa and into North as well, into the dry desert like land, but the flood being overflooded in Egypt and Nile and then destroying the lands is like supposedly the example of how that shit work. So when you look at this right here, that's basically what that is, to destroy all flesh in which the breath of life under the heaven is in it, and whatever is upon the earth will come to an end. I will establish my testament with you, and you will enter it into the ark. So basically what this is saying is, when you get a flood, spiritually speaking, you're spiritually being flooded, so you're being wiped out with all things. Sometimes we were hit with current esoteric waves and energy waves, astrologically speaking, in the current alignments that we're all facing. And depending on where your chart's at, you're knowing yourself and your natal chart, your birth chart, you'll be able to predict how you should be able to interact with yourself and other people in the world, and how you should maneuver, aka how you should be, just by having a few little insights here and there, motherfucker. So like all this is basically is right here is like, I will establish my testament with you. When he's saying everything leading up to that is the floods that we get. We're flooded by these esoteric energies, and based upon how we deal with them, we can either establish our testament, aka what is already written for us in our esoteric contract we already signed as spiritual beings to even be here. And we all did this too, you know what I'm saying? We're all at different places, building and working, esoterically speaking. So it's when God's basically saying I will establish my testament with you. What all that is your testament is yours. That's your when people do these little testaments, and I know there's a lot of sales shit on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers do like, oh, this is a testament this person made, you know what I'm saying, $1 million and working with me, and that's why you should work with me too. You know what I'm saying? That's because it's that same kind of thing, really. That's what it is. That's a testament. So when you, as a spirit, you transform and you do some deep healing and deep work, and you actually start manifesting in your life, aka you relate with yourself in the two, and then you become the Trinity. You are that. You be that, and everybody who comes across you can't help but look at that, what you are being. That's God. That's you being with yourself. That's you being with God. So when you are that, you are writing your testament. You're following what is written. You're following your code of your code. You're following your code. I wouldn't even say code of conduct, because I don't know how to fucking conduct myself in certain places, in certain times. Sometimes it's chaotic. Sometimes you need to motherfucker open and expand. So what? I don't even say code. I wouldn't even say code of conduct. Fuck that. But your code, you create your code. You created it in the word. You chose to abide by that code, to even follow the contract that you sealed, to even do what you got to do as a spirit, to be in the lifetime that you're even experiencing, because all you're doing is experiencing. So, you know what I'm saying? That's all you're doing. You're being and experiencing. So this is how you observe where you're at. This is how you come to the fruition of what you need to be doing in the first place. Is just seeing where you are, seeing yourself. You know what I'm saying? An avatar, they be like, I see you. Okay, then you got to look at your mirror and sometimes literally see you. Just like the moment you can do that, you can see other people. You can see other people for who they are genuinely. Because you see yourself. It starts with you. So you attract what you are. You know what I'm saying? It's not even about that though. I hate language, you know what I'm saying? It always gets in the way. So, you know what I'm saying? This is something that's kind of like understood. And it won't just be understood by like one video. It won't just be understood by you just watching a video. You gotta like do your thing in the world. Get off your shit and actually be that. You know what I'm saying? So we all helping each other. That's what we're all here to do. So continuing to fuck on. And I will establish my testament with you, and you will enter into the ark. You and your sons and your wife and the wives of your sons with you. Basically, all the people who vibrated, God saying all the people that vibrate with you, since you're operating and doing God's work, and you're fulfilling what you came to do as a spirit. And keep in mind, this is a motherfucker talking to himself, right? So that's all this is. I don't care how else you see it. This is the only way to see it, motherfucker. So, like, when there's people who vibrate in alignment with that which is of in essence, like, just coming from nothing. It's coming from 2 zeros being duplicated into the 3, into the trinity of being. So that's as real as it can get. And that's basically what 300 even is. We just being as real as it can get. We just doing shit as real as it can get. How real can we get? That's all? Shit, the fuck? What else are we doing? I don't want to be doing nothing else, actually. So fuck what anybody else got anything to propose. I'm good with just doing the realest we can with us all with each other. Alright? So, continuing. And all the livestock and of all the creeping things and the wild animals. And another thing right there was just crossing me right there. When they talk about right here, you and your sons and your wives of your sons with you, and you know what I'm saying, that's basically like whoever is in the pact, because they want to go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, in our government, in our current economy and the way it's set up and shit, they want to go ahead and tell people like, just because there's certain people, real spirits like us here, the archangels and such, they want to tell us that the moment we start being ourselves and people start fucking with us and shit, and we all doing God's work here to teach each other and help each other and build and create the world we actually want to create, because that's what we're all doing, and we all have our own perspective, our own angle. We all are at different places, working from different places. You know what I'm saying? Different levels, and also it's not even linear. It's multi-dimensional. So this shit is spiritual beyond motherfucking anything you could possibly even try to label anything as. But everything you can imagine. That's damn straight. So this whole we gonna get into shit. Like, everything is just really about being balanced and practicing moderation and not getting lost. And that's what we're all trying to do. Stay true to ourselves and with you can say even with our higher selves. Connected and rooted and intact. Alright, so here we go. And of all the livestock and of all the creeping things, and of all the wild animals, and of all the flesh, 2 by 2, all of you will bring into the ark, in order that you might feed them with yourself. See, this is why I don't give a fuck too much. Like, and we're almost done. Like some of this shit is just like irrelevant, really. So hold on, let me hold on real quick. Let me just scan real quick. All right, and all of this livestock and the creeping things, the wild animals and all the flesh, 2 by 2 will bring you the ark, in order to might feed you them with yourself. Male and female they will be, of the winged birds according to the kind, of all livestock according to the kind, and of all creeping things that are creeping upon the earth according to their kind, 2 by 2, and of all will enter with you to be fed with you. I could have sworn I read 7 by 7. Motherfucker somewhere. I know I did. I'm thinking, like, did I glance over that motherfucking shit? Because they was talking about 7 by 7 and then 2 by 2 by some shit. Man, it don't matter because I don't see it. See, like, some of this shit, like, I was even reading it earlier and I was like, okay, I thought something of it, but I was like, it's really not saying shit. So, yeah, all that's telling me right there is that's not important. So, fuck it. Here we go. You will take for yourself of all the food that you will consume, and you will gather it to yourself, and it will be for you and for them to eat. And Noah did everything the Lord God commanded him, thus he did. All right, so all this shit is really about right here. I'm gonna summon it up. Everything I read up to that point right there too. So you will take for yourself all the food you will consume, and you will gather it together for yourself. It will be all right. So like that's literally telling a motherfucker telling himself that being resourceful of all the things that one possesses is basically it's that being itself valuing what it is that it possesses. So for example, now this is just an example, y'all. This ain't even a real motherfucker gun, so don't. And you know what I'm saying? Even if I did pull out a real strap, like I know y'all wouldn't look at me like that, but we on the internet right now, so you know what I'm saying? There's all sorts of people and shit like that. So I don't want to be a certain face of certain anything, and even be it. That shit don't even just. You know, that's not even me. I'm not the type to flex on guns or nothing like that. So yeah, but look, this is a little. Look, y'all can see it. Y'all can see it too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Splat ball. So, what was the point I was trying to make? I had a point. Why did I even grab this? I had a point. It really be like that sometimes. Like, this is the point. This is the point of just motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? Having fun, but not not getting too lost and shit like that, being connected to yourself. This shit get real. But I'm going. I'm going. All right, so look. All right. Take for your suit office. What's that saying? Okay, right here, right? Gather it together for yourself, and it will be for you for them to eat. Know that everything that God commanded, thus He did. Okay, so yeah. So I was talking about. All right. So, anyways, essentially, like a person talking to himself, telling them to be resourceful. Of the that's what I was talking about right there. All right, possessions, right? Of it's the being value, giving value and valuing its possessions. Therefore, it's not burning through it. So it's using it in a custom in moderation to where the being is at. So, for example, some people can drink a lot. Some people can drink a lot. Like I'm talking like alcohol, you know what I'm saying? And some people can be just totally like normal. I'm saying like they ain't even affected. You know what I'm saying? And then certain people will drink and they'll be like in a whole awareness, and they'll be like, most importantly, the really people who drink like that and don't feel anything either got, there's a whole lot of things, right? There's a whole lot of things happening, but different spirits, there's certain spirits that are just there's certain spirits that are like physically obese, so the alcohol, the way it plays out in their body, they don't, you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't hit them like that. But that doesn't even necessarily have anything to do with it. Really, it could be the level of awareness and how sensitive one is. Because I know when, for example, like, I will drink, I'm going to be sensitive to it. And that's just personally, right? So I'm sensitive in general to lots of things. Like I'm likely to have I have a huge cancer placement and that's basically my primary alignments as Raphael is Cancer, Virgo, and what the fuck is the other one? Leo in my North Node. So I'm playing it out. It's weird how I play it out. I play it out like, because Leo is the only place North Node I got it in. So it's like, it has to be in the 10th house. Like, it has to be my career and prestige. You know what I'm saying? It has to play out like the fire. And it has to, my sun in Sagittarius, you know what I'm saying?